Yo, what is up, YouTube? Lee the Captain here, and I believe that Cardano's native token called ADA could hypothetically at least go to the price of $10 during the next bull run, and during the process, make all of those Cardano critics come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used bratwurst extender Taylor Swift edition that they want to use for their kitchen. If you know, you know. Gonna be a little bit embarrassing if you ask me, but hey, that's neither financial nor bratwurst extender advice. But when I say ADA going to hypothetically the price of $10 during the next bull run, some people out there, they may cringe. They may say, ooh, wow, that's so unrealistic. But I disagree, because if ADA were to go to the price of $10, considering its current circulating supply, at that point, it would actually have a market cap that is over $200 billion less than Ethereum's all-time high market cap. And that is not a joke, by the way. That's actually true. When people say ADA going to the price of $10, that's crazy. I disagree, because in the past, we actually saw a fundamentally bad, I should say, layer 1 blockchain, or should I say limited blockchain, much like Ethereum, far exceed this market cap. And why do I think that way about Ethereum? Because when we take a look at Ethereum, I think it has fundamental compromises, unlike Cardano. Because when we take a look at Ethereum, first of all, gas fees, they're through the roof. If someone wants to send their baby mama some ETH, man, can you imagine the gas fees they're going to have to pay for that? That's going to be insane. If an Ethereum fanboy, if they want to buy a used bratwurst extender Taylor Swift edition, if they want to do that, they're going to have to pay a lot of gas fees as well. Complete no bueno if you ask me, but you don't see any of that type of nonsense with Cardano. Want to send over some ADA to buy that used bratwurst extender? It's all Gucci, as they say. In addition, when we take a look at Cardano, it's scalable, unlike Ethereum. Ethereum, it has scalability issues, which I think is no bueno as well. You take a look at Ethereum, despite being Ethereum 2.0, despite being proof of stake, fundamentally, it's not all there. Even according to Charles Hoskinson, who I like to call Charles the Great, he's the co-founder of Ethereum. And he's also the founder of Cardano. But according to Charles, it may take Ethereum potentially up to 4 more years to become scalable. What is that all about? How is a layer 1 blockchain in this day and age still not scalable? Carajo, porra! That's unacceptable in my opinion. But again, right, you don't see any of that type of nonsense with Cardano. So when I take all of that into consideration, why can't ADA at least go to the price of $10 and go to a market cap that is over $200 billion less than Ethereum's all-time high market cap? Why won't it do that? At least that's the way I take a look at it. And think about this, right? I think that the next bull run could actually very well dwarf what we saw back in 2021, because when we take a look back in 2021, there was only roughly around 300 million people owning cryptos, which to some people that may sound already very impressive, but when you compare to today, there's currently over 420 million people owning cryptocurrencies around the world. So if the 2021 bull run was that crazy, just imagine what the next bull run will look like, especially now when we have this many people owning cryptocurrencies. So when I take that into consideration, when I consider just how insane the next bull run could be, and when I consider the fundamental A+ qualities of Cardano, and last but not least, when I take into consideration how in the past, a fundamentally, bad layer 1 blockchain, I should say, reached over $500 billion in terms of market cap, if I take all those factors into account, why can't ADA at least go to the price of $10 during the next bull run? When I take a look at Cardano, its fundamental A+ qualities are second to none. Because if we take a look at this, there's currently over 75 million transactions processed on Cardano, and it even has a block height of over 9 million, which I think is insane. However, it doesn't end there, because there's currently over 2,000 projects building and thriving on Cardano, which I find very impressive. In addition, Cardano has one of the best staking ratios out there. For instance, it currently has a higher staking ratio than Avalanche, Polkadot, Phantom, the Near Protocol, and even Polygon as well. That's fantastic. I think that when it comes to a layer 1 blockchain, Cardano, it ticks all the boxes. It's secure, it's fast, it's highly decentralized, it's highly scalable, it has A+ statistics, and I think the ecosystem is fantastic. What more can you ask for, right? As a layer 1 blockchain, I think that's amazing. And with that being said, what am I doing to prepare myself for the next bull run? Because as we all know, the next bull run could very well be in the horizon, because historically speaking, altcoins, they typically start rallying anywhere between 6 to 12 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the Bitcoin halving event is expected to happen sometime around April of this year. So in the very near future, man, the altcoin season could very well bring a lot of nostalgic memories from 2021. But yet this time, I think it's going to be a lot better because again, right, I think that when you have over 420 million people around the world owning cryptocurrencies, the next bull run could be so legendary. And I think that during the next bull run, ADA could hypothetically go to the price of $10. And of course, that's all financial advice again. But what am I doing to prepare myself for that? What I'm doing is I'm dollar cost averaging. Anytime I earn any sort of income, I set aside some for ADA. And what that means right there, I'm just focused on accumulating on a set schedule on a consistent basis over an extended period of time. Well, now there's not so much time, but I've been dollar cost averaging into ADA for over a year at this point. So I'm focused on time inside the market as opposed to timing the market because I'm not a day trader. I don't swing trade. I don't use leverage. Personally, people who do that, they often get wrecked. At least my friends that do that, they often get wrecked, which is why I don't do any of that type of craziness whatsoever. I like to keep it simple. I just dollar cost average. Just imagine this, right? If someone is day trading, let's say they're using leverage and they short ADA, but instead the price goes up. If they get liquidated, if they get stop loss, that's it. As they say in the United Kingdom, you're done now, mate. That's what they say. There's no recovering from that trade position. They have to make another trade to hopefully recoup the losses, right? But what happens if they keep losing one trade after the other after the other? They could end up spiraling. And if they spiral, that's a no bueno if you ask me, because like what happened to my friend, he ended up thinking that cryptos are a joke, funds run out. But in my opinion, it doesn't have to be that way. I think there's something called dollar cost averaging, which makes things a lot simpler. And of course, that's just the way I take a look at it. That's all financial advice. But if, let's say, I'm dollar cost averaging into ADA, let's say I'm accumulating ADA, and let's say my portfolio is down 10% overall. Let's say that's the case. If that were to happen, okay, yeah, sure, it's not good for some people's ego, but I didn't get liquidated, right? I didn't get stop loss because, again, I wasn't using leverage. But if, let's say, the price pumps 20%, let's say 30%, then I've recouped this loss, right? That's the beauty about dollar cost averaging, and that's why I just keep accumulating. I just hodl, and I'm going to wait for the next bull run. That's it. I just like to keep it simple. I'm so excited for the next bull run, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if ADA, the native token of Cardano, did hypothetically at least go to the price of $10, and during the process, make all of those Cardano critics come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst extender Taylor Swift edition. And of course, since it's Taylor Swift edition, it's made out of non-UV resistant plastic. I mean, what is that all about? Come on, man. It's not even made out of stainless steel. That thing could, just not function properly. I guess we'll never know, right? It's going to be a little bit embarrassing, though. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain. I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.